This is IGN. Talladega. Nice. This is your IGN review of NASCAR 25 by Luke Riley. The 2000s are memorable for plenty of peaks. The last truly great salvo of R-rated Hollywood comedies, finished mobile phones built sturdy enough to kill a man. Also, NASCAR games. If you know, you know. It's not a controversial statement to say that over the last 20 years, no licensed NASCAR game has been able to unseat NASCAR Dirt to Daytona, NASCAR Racing 2003 season, and NASCAR Thunder 2004 from the podium. Enter NASCAR 25. While several elements of it are roughly hewn and underfeatured and the multiplayer misses the mark, the moment-to-moment single-player racing it serves up is fast, fierce, and fabulously nuanced. Does it slingshot itself past the very best to ever do it? Not quite. However, it has gotten closer to doing so than any other in the last 2 decades, and that makes it quite notable. As a very casual consumer of NASCAR racing from the other side of the planet, my interest has ebbed and flowed depending on the involvement of drivers I have existing familiarity with, like Marcus Ambrose and SVG. So I'm not going to claim I can assure you that the AI always make the right tactical decisions. That said, they really do seem to drive with a lot of credibility. They hold their lines extremely smoothly around corners, and they shrewdly carve through packs of other cars competing for spots, effectively bump drafting and changing lanes. The only thing that undoes them is NASCAR 25's frankly absurd way of penalizing corner cutting, which will literally bring your car to a halt wherever you currently are if it detects a track limit violation. This will result in the AI piling up behind you as they all slam on the anchors to stop. It's a massive immersion killer when it happens. On the topic of handling, the news is largely positive. It feels strong and challenging with a wheel, and the laser scan track surfaces, which have migrated from iRacing, means the characteristics of circuits with bumpier surfaces come through to have interesting effects on the driving feel from race to race. Cars feel balanced and obedient at high speed, and I was particularly impressed with how approachable NASCAR 25 is on a controller, which is important as a console-oriented game. One key controller problem so far, however, is a peculiar lack of meaningful rumble, and this creates a disappointing disconnect between what's happening with my car's grip on screen and what I'm feeling through my hands. It just injects an unwanted floaty sensation at times, particularly when you don't realize your rear tires are spinning up because there's no tactile information coming in that's happening. Information is definitely one of NASCAR 25's weaknesses overall. It's not just the fact that it doesn't really do a great deal to teach a player the ins and outs of, say, oval tactics or road course track limits. It's also missing useful basic info like your opposition's current qualifying times, which can't be seen while you're also out trying to set down a scorching lap. You need to return to pit lane to view where you currently stand in the group. The spotter also has a habit of giving us the wrong info, like noting you have clear space inside or outside when you don't. I'm very lukewarm on how robotic the spotter sounds too. Being direct and matter-of-fact is all well and good during racing, but being unable to muster any convincing human enthusiasm about winning a race makes him feel like a chatbot, and NASCAR 25 misses out on any meaningful personality as a result. The presentation of career mode is a bit sterile too. Your driver is never more than a blank silhouette, and the inability to even select a home state or country of origin is odd. It's small potatoes, sure, but missing the little things does make it all feel a little more impersonal than I'd want from a custom driver. Cars can be customized using a combination of preset designs and some basic shapes, but the livery system is underdone. A one-button system for syncing your design up with your driver and team gear is handy, but simple stuff like flipping the design from one side of a car to the other hasn't been implemented. You also can't apply custom shapes to liveries you want to use online, which is an annoying restriction we don't typically face in other racing games. NASCAR 25 is the perfect use of iRacing's extensive catalog of stock car racing tracks and cars, only targeted at people who aren't particularly interested in joining the online crucible and competing often enough to make their subscription worthwhile. As a series, it has some distance to go before it can match the breadth of other licensed racing games bringing real-world motorsport to your couch or sim rig like F1, but as a debut, it impresses in several key areas. If you're after a deep multiplayer experience, you may want to circle back to iRacing. But if you want some quality single-player stock car racing against extremely solid AI, NASCAR 25 delivers. NASCAR 25's IGN score? 7 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest NASCAR 25 updates, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.